Good evening, guys. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting. As we speak, Treasury Consulting is a multinational and a multi-asset hedge fund. By multinational, I mean we actively take positions in United States, Europe, and Asia Pacific region. And by multi-asset means we covering the multiple asset class. But like I did repeat it many times and I keep repeating in all videos that we are a proprietary hedge fund. By proprietary, I mean no third party. I repeat, no third party can invest capital in our fund. Please do take a note of that. In the last 1 to 1.5 months, I did notice one strange thing, not only in India but also worldwide, that the cases of money laundering, Indian agency, which is Enforcement Directorate of India, we have respective agencies in different countries of the globe. I have noticed that the volume of the money laundering cases is growing. And I think tremendously growing. That would be the right word. It does raises a lot of questions to me. Because to me, money laundering is something which, unfortunately, I'm not getting what media is stating. Like I said, I worked as a corporate treasurer in American companies. And I dealt with almost all banks. You mentioned, say, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Citi, Deutsche, Barclays, RBS, almost every bank, Standard Chartered. You just mentioned almost every bank. And even today, my fund is interacting with the banks and mutual funds across the globe. So I know that how the banking world works, and on time to time basis, the YouTube channel continue to explore the more, opportunities, the knowledge, and I would say what the hell is going in the banking world in the public domain. Guys, do remember that when it comes to money laundering, the optics is a lexical word. Optics means methodology, in short, or you can say modus operandi. I think methodology would be the right word rather than modus operandi. The optics of money laundering has changed outrightly and completely what it was 5 to 7 years ago. And probably we are in 2022 when we would be covering this, probably another 2 months, the optics will change again. You know why? I'll tell you. Although there are multiple research we have on the internet, and I'm not saying that whether they are trustworthy or not, because I'm not quoting anybody's name. But statistically speaking, we have 120 plus, you heard me very right, 120 plus tax havens in the globe. And how many countries we have in the globe? Near about 193 to 200. So out of 193 to 200 countries, we have near about 120. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that we have 120, which is near about 60% of the globe is nothing but the tax haven, which includes Singapore, Dubai, Hong Kong, United States, many countries of Europe, Caribbean islands, British Virgin Islands, and the list is very, very, very long. So, guys, when it comes to money laundering, we first need to understand that optics of tax havens. Singapore on paper claim that they are a very honest country, they have rules, they have governance, they have regulation and whatnot, but the reality is completely outrightly different. Completely outrightly different. That's a separate thing. People like me who work in Singapore, who know Singapore very well, they knew that all these things with Singapore is talking, this is 100% not correct. Singapore is one of the tax havens we have in the world. But who is, I would say, getting a negative marketing? Switzerland. So when we enter into any form of money laundering investigation, whether this is by India, probably outside India or wherever, the agency needs to understand how the interbank architecture actually works. And that's very important. And interbank architecture is completely dependent on the SWIFT architecture. So I would be putting an example, before how we can progress that. So example, there is a gentleman called Ram Lal Chole Bhature. I again say that this is my favorite name. So I am just putting this as an example. Coincidentally, if this name exists, then it's a pure coincidence, no intention. So Ram Lal Chole Bhature took 5,000 crores from any bank, whatever, XYZ, whatever you name. And then he siphoned off. In media, you only get he siphoned off the funds. Not more than that you get in the media. But what is the definition of siphoning? That's more important. The definition of the siphoning is that the money is routed to the tax havens. Please note my words. I'm using tax havens. I'm not saying tax haven. But how? How? It is either shell companies or it is via shelf company. This is one way. Another is heavy investments in the crypto. Heavy investment in the crypto. Number 3, we would be creating, I would say, heavy investments in the physical commodity trades. Example, I routed my money to London. Now what do? I take a delivery-based position in copper and buy the copper and keep it at my warehouse. So my money is now white, because whomsoever is going to be asking, I'm saying that, see, I bought a copper from LME, London Metal Exchange, and this is, in my godown. So guys, when agency starts investigations, I would request them to first understand that how the interbank architecture actually works. Because if you're able to tap, I would say, if you're able to tap interbank architecture, then take my words, most of your problems are done. Followed by the SWIFT audit. Of course, as the time would progress, I would be talking more about money laundering and all these kind of stuff. This is Rahul Magan from Treasury Consulting Group. You knew my personal number, 9899242978. Have a great time ahead, sir. And thank you.